And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Tuesday, January 25th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories found here in red can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here are some of the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The expanding Cherokee Casino in western North Carolina is featuring a celebrity chef and self-proclaimed queen of Southern cooking. Food Network personality Paula Deen opens a restaurant this Saturday with a cooking demonstration. Profits from her appearance and question and answer session will benefit efforts to fund a digital mammography unit at Cherokee Indian Hospital. Deen's flagship restaurant is in Savannah, Georgia, and a buffet eatery named for her is at Haraz Casino in Tunuka, Mississippi. The casino's $630 million expansion has been seen the opening of a 3,000-seat event center and a 20-story hotel with 530 rooms. The gaming floor will double in size with a noodle bar and games targeting Asian gamblers. A man convicted in the 1975 slaying of an American Indian Movement activist will serve life in prison. A judge decided January 24th, closing a major chapter in an investigation that's taken more than 3 decades. His attorney, Rapid City Attorney John Murphy, says the sentence will be appealed. A South Dakota jury last month convicted Graham of felony murder for participating in a kidnapping that ended in Anime Piktuaquash's execution. They found Graham not guilty of premeditated murder. Graham appeared before Judge John Delaney January 24th to receive his sentence. He is the second person to be convicted in Aquash's death. Prosecutors continue to discuss the case, but South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley has refused to comment on whether others will be charged. Quote, I think it's fair to state that the Aquash murder investigation remains an open investigation, unquote. During 5 days of testimony last month, witnesses said they saw Graham, Arlo Looking Cloud, and Theda Nelson Clark take Aquash from a home in Denver, Colorado, and eventually to the Pine Ridge Reservation. Looking Cloud, who was convicted in Aquash's slaying in 2004, testified that he watched Graham shoot Aquash with a .32 caliber pistol. Another witness, Angie Janice, testified about receiving a phone call about Aquash that same month from AIM supporter Thelma Rios, which initiated the kidnapping. Prosecutors have not revealed who told Rios to call Janice. Rios pled guilty last November in connection with Aquash's kidnapping, but did not testify at Graham's trial. Jackley later said her exclusion was not an oversight. For now, Graham joins Looking Cloud as one of 2 people convicted in Aquash's death so far. Clark has never been charged and refused to testify at Graham's trial, invoking her constitutional right not to incriminate herself. Denise Maloney Pictou, Aquash's elder daughter, said she thought others with information had not yet come forward. Both Denise and her sister Debbie made lengthy impact statements about the loss of their mother, directing several statements directly to Graham about his role in the case and denying his claim that he was ever their mother's friend, as he has claimed. Denise Maloney, in a closing statement to him, said had she lived, she might be speaking parts of her closing discussion and statement in the Mi'kmaq language that Anime Aquash so deeply worked to preserve. In a short statement directed to Anime's daughters, Graham claimed that he gave their mother a ride to a safe house on Pine Ridge in 1975, but did not divulge who was with him nor whose house he left Aquash at. In a short add-on to his previous public statements claiming his innocence, Graham said that Aquash came out of the house and told him she was safe before he returned to Denver, Colorado. Graham claimed that witness after witness of FBI agents, investigators, and members of the American Indian Movement lied and fabricated their testimony to accuse him of involvement in her murder. The 3 affiliated tribes is hosting an energy conference this week. The tribe's energy department says the event on January 26th and 27th at Four Bears Casino will provide an opportunity for tribal members to talk with energy company officials about the boom in oil development on the Fort Berthold Reservation in western North Dakota. The focus of seminars and training sessions will be on regulatory issues, cultural issues, and protection of the environment. And while in South Dakota, a crew from IndianCountryTV.com spent a little bit of time on the Pine Ridge Reservation, and there we ran into Dorothy Rowland, who gave us a few quick history lessons on Wounded Knee, while her children sold some local jewelry, and then a quick message to President Barack Obama, hoping that somehow he might be watching this very issue of Native News Update.
Welcome to Wounded Knee. My name is Dorothy Rowland Sunbear, and I am a descendant of Wakiapeta, fire lightning, who was the Alati of this land, and he was an eyewitness to the massacre. He lived below, and after the massacre, he offered his land for the burial. And after the burial, the Catholic Church came and they had him sign put an X mark on a piece of paper. And they brought him a box of food and presents, and they had him put an X mark on his paper. So he did, thinking it was for the food and presents they brought him. And he lived here till he passed away, and he's buried here also. After he passed away, the Catholic Church came back with that paper with the X mark on it, saying he sold them the land, and they took it. That's how they built the church right here, where the Hotchkiss guns were on this hill that massacred the people below. With President Obama signing the Declaration for Indigenous Peoples' Human Rights, USA has to give our land back to us. All the land they stole. We never sold our land. We want it back. We still want it back.
There we go, a straight message right to Washington, D.C., and we expect something to happen, okay? And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Miigwech for showing up, and come back again soon.